Shiva Sadeva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 4, Chapter 4, Text 14. Yadvi aksharam nama kiriritam nirnam
अक्षरं नमाकिरीटं नरं
Takrit prasangat agam ashuhantitat.
Sakrit prasangat agam ashuhanti tat.
तत्
Vitra kirtam tam alankya sashanam.
Pavitra kirtim
शासनं
shasanam.
Bhavan aho dveshti shivam shivetaraha.
Bhavan apvishti shivam shivetara.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sati continued, My dear father, you are committing the greatest offense by envying Lord Shiva, whose very name, consisting of two syllables, Shiv and Va, purifies one of all sinful activities. His order is never neglected. Lord Shiva is always pure, and no one but you envies him. Since Lord Shiva is the greatest soul among the living entities within this material world, his name Shiva is very auspicious for persons who identify the body with the soul. So Shiva means auspicious. Lord Shiva means, his name Shiva means auspicious. So if such persons take shelter of Lord Shiva, gradually they will understand that they are not the material body, but our spirit soul. Shiva means Mangal or auspicious. Within the body, the soul is auspicious. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. This realization is auspicious. As long as one does not realize his identity as the soul, whatever he does is inauspicious. Srila Prabhupada would say, in the material world, good or bad is always bad. Why? Because we are forgetting we are the soul. What is auspicious is if we can understand that we are the soul, not the body. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. We have forgotten completely our identity and we keep thinking we are the body. So, as long as one does not realize his identity as the soul, whatever he does is inauspicious. Why? Because then anything we are doing is based on the principle that I am the body. So, what we speak, what we think, what we do is all thinking that I'm the body. And so that's why it is inauspicious. Shiva means auspicious. The devotees of Lord Shiva gradually come to the platform of spiritual identification. But that is not all. Auspicious life begins from the point of spiritual identification. So when we actually come to understand that I am not this body, I am spirit soul, that is the beginning of real life. Because at that point, we will engage in our real activities, Sanatan Dharma, that is devotional service. But there are still more duties. One has to understand one's relationship with the Supreme Soul. If one is actually a devotee of Lord Shiva, he comes to the platform of spiritual realization. But if he is not intelligent enough, then he stops at that point, only realizing that his spirit soul, Aham Brahmasmi. So Prabhupada is here pointing out that it's not sufficient to understand Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit soul, I am not the body. But we have to go further from there. The journey does not end. You know, many of us, we think, okay, once I realize I'm the soul, that's where my journey ends. No, that's the beginning of real life. Because, yes, I'm the spirit soul. So, what's my relationship with the super soul, with the supreme soul? Let me engage in that relationship. That is real life. So, if he is intelligent enough, however, he should continue to act in the way of Lord Shiva, for Lord Shiva is always absorbed in the thought of Vasudeva. So, if someone is really a devotee of Lord Shiva, then he has to follow in the footsteps of Lord Shiva. What is Lord Shiva always doing? Lord Shiva is not under the material modes of nature. Lord Shiva is liberated. So he's liberated. So what are his activities? He's always engaged in serving Krishna. He's always meditating on Lord Krishna. It's not that he's just sleeping or he's just saying, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. No, he's not saying, I'm the soul, I'm the soul. What he's saying, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He's always chanting the names of Lord Ram. He's always absorbed in thought of Vasudeva. As previously explained, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. Lord Shiva is always in meditation on the lotus feet of Vasudeva Sri Krishna. So Lord Shiva, if we see his photos, always eyes are closed, he's sitting in with his legs crossed, Padmasana. And then he's sitting in meditation. Who is he meditating on? Not on some light or some energy. No, he's meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Always in meditation are the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Thus, the auspicious position of Lord Shiva is realized if one takes to the worship of Vishnu, because Lord Shiva says in the Shiv Puran that the topmost worship is worship of Lord Vishnu. So Parvati Devi asks Lord Shiva one time, what is the best worship? And this is recorded in the Shiv Puran. And Lord Shiva says the best worship is the worship of Lord Vishnu. And then he goes on to say that higher than the worship of Lord Vishnu is worship of the devotee of Lord Vishnu, worshipping of things related to Lord Vishnu. So Lord Shiva, and there's also another pastime where Parvati Devi, Lord Shiva was wanting to have his prasad. Parvati Devi said, wait, I have to chant my Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranam is the 1000 names of Lord Vishnu. Lord Shiva said, why you're going to take so long to chant 1000 names of Lord Vishnu? You just chant Lord Rama. And that is chanting is Lord Vishnu's names 1000 times. Then he goes on to say that if you say the name of Lord Ramachandra 3 times is good as saying Lord Krishna's name 1 time. So that means when we are saying Krishna, we are saying Lord Rama's name 3 times, and we are saying the Vishnu Sahasranam also 3 times. Means 3000 names of Vishnu. We are saying 1 name of Krishna equal to 3000 names of Lord Vishnu. Yes, this is what Lord Shiva is saying. So he was telling Parvati that, you just chant Krishna's name. Lord Shiva is worshipped because he is the greatest devotee of Lord Vishnu. One should not, however, make the mistake of considering Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu to be on the same level. That is also an atheistic idea. So Lord Shiva is not Lord Vishnu. He is not Vishnu Tattva. He is Shiva Tattva. He has his own identity. He's not God. Yes, he's an expansion of Lord Vishnu. Everyone and everything is an expansion of Lord Vishnu. But Lord Shiva is explained that how when milk is turned into yogurt, that yogurt cannot become milk again. And that is the position of Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu expands as Lord Shiva, but Lord Shiva can never become Lord Vishnu. It is also enjoined in the Vaishnaviya Puran that Vishnu or Narayan is the exalted Supreme Personality of Godhead and no one should be compared to him as equal, even Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma, not to speak of other demigods. So, no one is greater to or equal than Krishna or Vishnu. Not even Lord Shiva and not even Lord Brahma are equal to or greater than Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. Yes. Did anyone want to add anything or comment? Then we continue going on. Yatpada Padmam Mahatam Manolibhir
Yatpadapatmam mahatam manolibhi
Nishevitam Brahmarasa Varthibihi
निषेवितं ब्रह्मरसात्मभातिभिः
Lokasya Yadvarshati Cha Shisho Arthinas
lokasya
तस्य यत् वर्षति
varshati
च
chasho
आशिष्पर्थिनः
Tasmai Bhavandru Yati Vishwabandhave
tasmai
तस्मै
bhavandruyati
भवान्धुरति
vishwabandhave.
विश्वबन्धवे
You are envious of Lord Shiva, who is the friend of all living entities within the three worlds. For the common man, he fulfills all desires, and because of their engagement in thinking of his lotus feet, he also blesses higher personalities who are seeking after Brahmananda, transcendental bliss. Ordinarily, there are two classes of men. One class who are grossly materialistic, want material prosperity, and their desires are fulfilled if they worship Lord Shiva. So, Prabhupada is explaining here that there are two kinds. One kind is, that we have a lot of material desires. We want instant, like how we have instant noodles, instant, whatever, instant packet of food, instant sense gratification. We don't want to wait. We want all our desires to be fulfilled instantly. And these desires are all material to do with the body. So what happens? We say, let me worship Lord Shiva. Why? Because I've heard that Lord Shiva, being very quickly satisfies the material desires of the common man very quickly. Therefore, it is seen that ordinary men are very much apt to worship him. Next, those who are disgusted or frustrated with the materialistic way of life worship Lord Shiva to attain salvation, which entails freedom from material identification. So the first class is, in the sense, the first section of that, we have a lot of material desires. We pray to Lord Shiva, please fulfill all my material desires. And then Lord Shiva, he may fulfill all the desires. But what happens? We come to understand that no matter how much I'm trying to enjoy this world, no matter how much I'm trying to enjoy my senses, we come to a point of frustration or disgust. Then we want to get liberation. Then we say, oh, I'm not the body, but I'm God now. And then again, we take to the worship of Lord Shiva. That is impersonal, path of impersonal. So one who understands that he's not the material body, but a spirit soul is liberated from ignorance. Lord Shiva also offers that facility. People generally practice religion for economic development to get some money. Now, why do we do some religious pious activity? We do some religious pious activity because we have heard, if you do some punya karma, then what you'll get is economic development. You'll get a lot of opulence. You'll get money. Why? We want that money so we can satisfy our senses. I'm going to enjoy more. I have more facility to enjoy. So let me do some good karma. With that, I will get a better facility to enjoy myself. But then what happens is we continuously try to enjoy. But after all, we are the spirit soul. And no, no amount of material enjoyment is going to give satisfaction to the soul. So we come to a point of frustration because we have really tried hard to enjoy. But then we come to a point of frustration. Then we say that, what's that? Brahman Satya Jagat Mithya. Jagan Mithya. Oh, this world is false. The Brahman is true. I'm going to become God now. I'm the spirit soul. And so I'm going to become God. So that is usually that's how people go about. That's what people think. We think mukti means, oh, I'm going to become God. So these four principles of material life, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation exist. And Lord Shiva is the friend of both the ordinary man and the man who is elevated in spiritual knowledge. So, of course, the one who understands that I'm not the body, I'm spirit soul, has a higher level of understanding. The consciousness is much higher than one who's continuing to think I am the body. Of course, because the consciousness has evolved so much. Of course, the conclusion is wrong, thinking that I am God. Conclusion is wrong. Yet, in comparison, if we compare, the consciousness is higher than thinking I'm the body. So thus it was not, and so Lord Shiva, all sorts of people approach Lord Shiva because everyone knows he's easily satisfied. So everyone want to take advantage of Lord Shiva. They're like, okay, I'm going to offer some puja to Lord Shiva and I'm going to order him to fulfill my this desire. You know, we treat the demigods like as our paid servants or something. I'm going to pay you something, you do this for me. I'm going to spend this much money for your puja and I want this from you. It's like a business exchange. So, this is what actually we do, you know. I'm going to do this because I want you to do this for me. So, thus, it was not good for Daksh to create enmity towards him. Even Vaishnavas who are above both the ordinary and the elevated men in this world also worship Lord Shiva as the greatest Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnav. Vaishnavas are the devotees of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. And among all the devotees of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva is celebrated as the greatest. So we should respect Lord Shiva as the greatest Vaishnava. He commands our highest respect in that way. We should follow in the footsteps of Lord Shiva, follow his instructions. What is he saying? He's saying, worship Vishnu, chant the names of Krishna. These are his instructions, that chant the holy name. So we should follow him. Thus, he is the friend of everyone, the common man, the elevated man, and the devotees of the Lord. So no one should disrespect or create enmity towards Lord Shiva. So here Sati is saying that Lord Shiva, all sorts of people approach him. Those of us who are gross material desires, those of us who want to get liberation, who want to become the supreme Brahman, and those are the pure devotees. All of them respect Lord Shiva. But you're the only one who has envy of Shiva. So she's trying to put some sense in her father. Shiva Shivakyam Ashivam na vidustvadanye.
Kimva Shivakyam
Shivakyam
Ashivam
Ashivam
Navidustvanye
Anye
Brahma Dayastam Avikarya Jata Sma
Brahma
Shani.
Adai Brahma
Yasam
Adyatam Avikirya Jata
Avakriya
Shamshaya
Tanmalaya Basmar Kapalya Vasat Pishacher.
Tanmalya
Brahmanya Bhasmana
Basmanikapali
Kripali Avasat
Vashat
Pishache
Ye murdha bhirdhati tacharana vashrishtam.
Ye
Ye
murdha
bodhabe
vidadati
dadita charanam avashrishtam.
tacharana.
Do you think that greater, more respectable personalities than you, such as Lord Brahma, do not know this inauspicious person who goes under the name Lord Shiva? He associates with the demons in the crematorium. His locks of hair are scattered all over his body, and he is garlanded with human skulls and smeared with ashes from the crematorium. But in spite of all these inauspicious qualities, great personalities like Brahma honor him by accepting the flowers offered to his lotus feet and placing them with great respect on their heads. So she is saying even Lord Brahma is taking the flowers which are offered to Lord Shiva and putting it on his head. So it is useless to condemn a great personality like Lord Shiva, and this is being stated by his wife Sati to establish the supremacy of her husband. First, she said, "You call Lord Shiva inauspicious because he associates with demons in crematoriums, covers his body with the ashes of the dead, and garlands himself with the skulls of human beings. You have shown so many defects, but you do not know that his position is always transcendental." So, Lord Shiva, even though he is appearing like this, he is not on this material platform. He's not an ordinary living entity like us. We cannot compare, we cannot think Lord Shiva is like us. Although he appears inauspicious, why do personalities like Brahma respect the dust of his lotus feet and place on their heads with great respect those very garlands which are condemned by you? Since Sati was a chaste woman and the wife of Lord Shiva, it was her duty to establish the elevated position of Lord Shiva, not only by sentiment, but by facts. So, Lord Shiva, he is a Vaishnava, and Daksh has offended a Vaishnava. So, Sati, of course, she's a wife, so she's all attached to Lord Shiva. So, she's trying to show Daksh the supremacy of Lord Shiva. This is the conclusion of the Vedic scripture. He is neither on the level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead nor on the level of the ordinary living entities. So he is a tattva by himself. Lord Shiva is a tattva by himself. He is not God, but he is not a jivatma. He is higher than us. He is much greater than the jivatmas. We are the jivatmas. He is not Krishna. He is not Lord Vishnu, but he is higher than us, but of course lower than Krishna. He is a devotee of Krishna. He is Shiva Tattva. Brahma is in almost all cases an ordinary living entity. So if anyone wants to become Brahma, we can. We can. We can acquire that much karma and we can become if we want, because Brahma is a post, it's not a person. But we cannot become Lord Shiva. But we can become Lord Brahma. Also, we cannot become God. God is not a post. God is always God. No one is greater to or equal than him. Krishna is God, and we can never become Krishna. Sometimes there is no ordinary living entity available. The
Sorry, I
post
just
of
have one
Brahma.
question. Sorry,
Mhm.
I have just one question. So that means that Lord Shiva and the Vishnu Tattva are themselves. Like that is the Shiva Tattva. Shivji is Shiva Tattva and Vishnu ji is the Vishnu Tattva. So that is not a post. Shiva Tattva is not a post, right?
That's right.
From eternity,
That's,
he is Shivji is Shivji.
that's right. Like we,
But
what
Brahma
tattva
ji,
are we? What tattva are we?
we are Jeev Tattva.
That's right. That's right. Eternally we are Jeev Tattva. We cannot
Hmm.
change that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
So that
Brahma
is
is
the
also
meaning
Jeev
of
Tattva.
spiritual. Hmm.
So Brahma is also Jeev Tattva.
Tattva, we
Yes.
Jeev Tattva can change with devotional
Into what?
service. like
Shiv
you
Tattva
said,
can change into
you
what?
can go to the Brahm, you can become a Brahma. Like, is that possible?
Yes. So
Okay.
we are not changing our Tattva. You see, the Tattva remains the same. We, for example, president of a country, it's a position. So any citizen of that country who is qualified can become the president.
So Brahma is a
So he
position.
said,
That's a position he gets.
yes. So if
Okay.
you want to become Lord Brahma, you can. You can.
Okay.
Just need to be qualified.
But you
like to become.
cannot
Hmm?
become Vishnu. You cannot become Shiva.
We cannot
Okay.
become Shiva and we cannot become Lord Vishnu.
Okay.
We cannot.
Okay. Thank you.
That means that
But
he's
yes, we
higher
can
than.
occupy. Huh?
Sorry, that means that he's higher. Lord Shiva is the higher, right, in hierarchy. Like he's higher.
Yes.
That's why, because
Yes.
he's because the demigods, you say that we can take the position. The demigods have a position. They all
That's
have
right.
positions, so that could be acquired by any jiva by all their good deeds and austerities or the yagyas that we do. But the Shiva position cannot be acquired. So that means that he's very higher, right?
Yes. Yes. And who's higher than Lord Shiva?
Vishnu.
Vishnu, Lord Vishnu.
Yes.
Lord Vishnu.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So
they say
can
by the
anyone become
qualities,
Lord
right?
Vishnu? Yes. That's right. That's right. That 64
That's why
qualities are with Krishna, 60
Yeah.
with Vishnu, 55 with
54.
Lord Shiva, and 50 with Brahmaji or any other Jivatma.
So
That's
that
right.
means that all the demigods, they are Jiva Tattva, so they have the 50 qualities.
Yes.
And
If they are
above
perfect.
them, if they are perfect.
If
Yeah.
they are
So,
perfect.
like given by Krishna, but we don't have that much capacity to,
Yeah.
but
That we
basically
are
Jeev is
capable.
given. Yeah, we are
Yeah.
capable.
See, we are capable of having these 50 qualities. We have them. But because we are materially covered, we barely have those qualities now. But in our perfect situation, when we are liberated, yeah, we have 50 qualities.
So
The
Brahma
Jivatma has
has
50 qualities.
Yeah, so Brahma has 50 qualities,
That's right. That's right.
right?
Brahma has, yes. So we'll just finish this few lines of this paragraph, if that's okay.
Thank you.
Sometimes
Yes.
when there is no ordinary living entity available, the post of Brahma is occupied by an expansion of Lord Vishnu, but generally this post is occupied by a greatly pious living entity within this universe. So usually it's like a very qualified Jivatma who becomes Brahma, but when there is no one qualified, then Krishna, he takes an incarnation and becomes Brahmaji because the work of creation has to go on. Thus, Lord Shiva's position is constitutionally higher than that of Lord Brahma. So, Lord Shiva is a higher position, as we just said, because Brahma's position is of a Jivatma. Lord Shiva is Shiva Tattva, and then above Lord Shiva is Vishnu. So, although Lord Shiva appeared as the son of Brahma, so we may say, oh, Brahmaji should be higher because Shivji is Brahma's son. But in Tattva, Lord Shiva is higher. Here it is mentioned that even personalities like Brahma accept the so-called inauspicious flowers and the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Great sages like Marichi, Atri, Bhrigu, and the others among the 9 great sages who are descendants of Brahma also respect Lord Shiva in such a way because they all know that Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living entity. So even the nine Kumara, the 9 sages, the 9 great rishis, the Atri, Bhrigu, Marichi, because Lord Brahma created these great sages for the populating the universe. They also understand, also although that they are Lord Shiva's brothers, They understand that Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living entity. Lord Shiva is a tattva by himself. We will continue reading tomorrow.
This was something new, really.
I'm sorry?
This was something new. Like, I had always thought that because we have talked about the post, like, so because he's also one of the demigods. So, yeah, so this is quite clear today. Yeah, very, very clear. I think Sati is also putting, Ma Sati is also putting a lot of good points here, because she's really angry also. I think she's really angry also that how dare his father did this. So she's making the Shiv Tattva quite clear. She's giving,
Yes.
yeah, that's really nice. Yeah.
Yes.
So much, no? She's so knowledgeable. She knows her husband's
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Mm.
But when
Yes.
she left in the beginning, like, like just when we had the Lord Shiva was telling, and she was that time, like it pictured out that no, she just wanted to go there, but now she is in a different personality. The actual personality is being
She knows the
portrayed.
truth.
Yeah,
She knows the truth. She knows Krishna's position. She knows her position, and she knows Lord Shiva's position. She knows the truth. Yeah. So we'll continue with this pastime tomorrow. Because here in this next verse, it's more clear Lord Shiva's position is given, like milk and yogurt. So we'll continue reading.
Sorry, but I just want to say one more thing, that people are fighting without knowledge. People, they fall into arguments without reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and they want to have argue. They just want to argue what Shiva is, no, he. But actually, nobody knows these truths. They just pray. Nobody has read, and the general people, they have no knowledge at all. What actually is the thing? What is? It's so sad that
So
we
that's
don't
the
know. It's
reason
really sad.
we should read Bhagavatam, and we should encourage everyone to read Bhagavatam. Connect everyone to Bhagavatam. Yeah, connect. Like when you're speaking something, you say, Bhagavatam says this chapter, this canto, this text says this. Give the evidence. And always the idea is never to argue, because, yeah, that's never the idea, but to educate. The idea is always to educate.
Yeah, and bring them close to Krishna. Bring them close to Krishna. Bring them
That's
close
right.
to Krishna. Right? That's the idea.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's always the
Thank
idea.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very nice. Very nice. Really.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jai.
ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you so much for listening and joining in today. Hare